Hello YouTubers, welcome back. This is Travis and we're jumping into another Innistrad Midnight Hunt draft on MTG Arena. I think I've finally found my footing in the format. I'm having a good time drafting it, and this draft was certainly no exception. This was quite a fun archetype that we found ourselves getting into. I hope that you will enjoy this draft. Alright, so we have been talking about the idea that we want to have bombs, removal, and additional value is the big one. We want a lot of additional value in this set, which is good because it's stapled bloody everywhere. Then after that we can look at efficiency. And I think that makes this a pretty easy overwhelmed archivist here. I think there's places where I actually did side it in yesterday. There's times where that card can do something. But generally speaking, that's why Dave has the kappa there. You will not often get additional value from that. The reason I like this better is at 3 mana, I'm going to be able to play it more, and it can make more hands keepable than you would normally expect. Now, the AV is really important here, Paxed. So I think I like being able to keep this, cash in a land to get more action, or action to get another land. Yeah, there's a lot of cards there to like. There was a decent removal spell, and there was the 3/2 flyer that dies into something. This is all good. I like all of these cards. So again, we're looking for bombs, removal, and additional value, and there's two kind of big additional value cards in this pack, and that's the Bait Hook Angler and the Eccentric Farmer. The question is, do you think the Purifying Dragon's a bomb? It's certainly not a bomb. It's a good creature. I don't really care for the Firmament Sage. It seems like there's better ways to draw cards than playing a 4-mana 2/3. Sure, it's value, but it's value on a crappy body. I think I take the uncommon. Okay, Contortionist Troop has a lot of value stapled on it too. Nice and flexible. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, Hayes, is I want to stay open. I'm not going to force blue. Yeah, I think so too. That's why I took it. Let's take the troop. It's a solid creature too. Okay, I have not been underwhelmed by the Phantom Carriage or the Gale Drifter, and we're at pick 4. So I think at this point we're blue. Because this thing's absurd. Like, that thing's real good. And there's an Eaten Alive and a Ambush. I may be finding my way into blue-black, which is not a bad color pair to be in. Because for all my talk about bombs and removal, we haven't really taken any removal, and this is decent removal. So let's talk. So here's a 2-drop that, given time, can draw me cards. Alright. I'm on it. Because I think with the Archivist, the Carriage, and now the Triskaidekaphile, we're in blue. I don't know what else we're doing, but we're doing that. I like the mirror. I like the idea of the Elementalist. Use the alt win con or we riot. Feel free to riot. I can find another Elementalist later if that opens up. Like this uncommon probably shouldn't still be here. You side this out against blue. Other than that, this card's pretty good. If they can bounce it after you've done your thing, it kind of sucks. If they can't, you're fine. But I may just be in blue-red anyway. So that's 1 damage even without any other vampires. That seems like a pretty good deal to me. Like not a guaranteed play, but assuming red is open, and it might be, we'll get more. I could probably be convinced to play Valorant again. Had some fun playing Tarkov last night with some buddies, though. Was good. Got to hang out with Kenny and Rick. Yeah, there's a lot of hoops to jump through, agree. But if we're in blue, we'll probably have flyers. It could happen, that's all I'm saying. We don't quite know what we're doing yet, but it's all right. There's no rush. I don't think we're interested in white. But we'll see. You're not really interested in any of this either, but whatever. Weird first pack. Can't quite find my lane. No Way Out I like. A pretty good bit. Secrets of the City I kind of like too. I think I'm finding my way into blue-black. But red is still like, yo dog, we could talk. So probably not green is all we're getting here. Kind of the, well, it's mostly the pack you have to choose. Rank is bronze 1. I don't play ranked draft. We usually average a 66% win. No, we looked at it yesterday. It was close to 70% win rate per format, but I play best of 3 draft. I kind of want the Blood Tithe Collector. I could see an argument for the Brigand. If there's a good blue card, I think I'd take it. If black's open, I'm going to be a little short playables. If red's open, I'm not. Scab Wrangler I like a good bit. That probably finishes the question of what's our second color. And I suppose it could still be black, red, but I don't think it's going to be. Yeah, let's get some organs. I think I'm ready to commit to this. Wow, there's an interesting one. I suppose it's not that interesting because I think the additional value here is still better than these two, but yeah, I've hidden Mythic before. I just don't care to do it. It's more about how much money you can spend than how good at Magic you are, in my opinion, which is based on facts and correct. As are all of my opinions. Including that I'm one of the most humble streamers you'll ever see. Sometimes I speak in hyperbole or with a bit of sarcasm. That is how my sense of humor works. We can use a Geist Weave. That's fine. Because I don't think I'm getting out of this color combo now. Although I suppose I'm not that heavy in black. So like this is a point where like a lightning bolt or whatever would probably shift me back to red. It sees the storm has some thoughts. Let's talk. It's having some real thoughts, frankly. Okay, I'm willing to consider this. The thing is, I need that and garbage spells. So I need weird stuff to be wheeling. Okay, that's actually not weird stuff. That's just good, right? No, no, that's bait. It has to be an instant or sorcery. Huh, I'm in danger. You think so intangible? That is not how I would think we would be winning in this particular format. That's basically going against everything I'm suggesting to you guys. Thing is, black isn't open, and I need to let it go and build the best blue-red deck I can. Like, we've had infinite suggestions that we should be doing blue-red instead. So let's just buckle up and do it. But also be aware that, like, I need to very carefully evaluate this deck for spell density. Because right now I don't think we quite have enough to do everything I want to do. But we could get there, potentially. Like, this deck would need things like Consider. I don't think it needs things like Teferi. I think Teferi is a bad Electric Revelation in this deck. I can't realistically consider first picking this, though. This pack just sucks. I suppose I'd play an Unblinking Observer. For what, 6 instants and sorceries? Currently, that's not enough for Seize the Storm. It's also not enough for Arcane Infusion. This deck doesn't want to be playing that. It's pretty happy playing the rest of it, though. Yeah, it's Evolving Wilds. Alright, this is the sort of thing I need to get this going. So let's gobble that up. Splash Teferi, no point. This is better than Teferi for this deck. I'm not taking Teferi. We've played with Teferi, we've played against Teferi. It's mostly 4 mana, draw 2 cards, gain 2 life, which is fine. If I was blue-white, I'd absolutely play it in literally every deck. But I'm not blue-white, and this deck doesn't need to splash for card draw. Y'all got some Planeswalker fever. This is too early to be taking this too, but here we are. If we're going to pull this off, we need to get the instant and sorcery count higher. We also need to get past the 0/3 pinger. That'd be swell. Then I can consider playing garbage cards like Consider. I like the fact that there's a Planeswalker so that's on a power level that I'm like not like, oh my god, I have to play this. It's more like, oh, we could take that, but we don't have to. It's okay. Urgan Herder's not bad. Both of these cards are kind of better than anything else I'm doing. But I think we've hit, like, we have made our bed and now must lie upon it. It's too early to take bad removal, Thunderdan. There's a big difference in removal that costs 2 and removal that costs 200. It is a game plan. It's a bad game plan. It's not a game plan I will be utilizing. John has told me you can splash for this. That seems crazy to me, but I want to try it. And I've got an Evolving Wilds, so why not? And I don't think John's an idiot. I could be wrong about that. If this is going to be good anywhere, it's here. I would need to have 2 of the considers wheel, but if they do, we can talk. I think it'd be around 10 for me is what I'd be thinking about. I said if I got 2 considers, we could talk about the Delver, because that gives us a third of a chance to blind flip it. I might could get behind that. And I got this too. Okay, we can actually build an interesting deck here. I'm not going to need a component collector. This is literally just a 2-mana 2/2 with no text. I might play 2 of those. I probably won't. Because we could almost consider 16 lands here. Whew, this is a different one and I'm uncomfortable. So this currently has 13 instants and sorceries. Probably got to pull Immolation. I don't want to get any of this back. Scab Wrangler fits. Scab Wrangler fits in decks with blue. We need 2 drops. It's that. Secret seems like a bad card. It's not. Like, we need 2 drops, and we're going to have a couple zombie tokens laying around. Sometimes you're behind. Sometimes you're ahead. It's good in both of those scenarios. It's just a 2/1, y'all. You want to play a deck with no 2 drops? Can I go 18 or 16 lands with a consider, with double consider, with 2 considers? I probably shouldn't when I'm also running the Triskaidekaphile and the Overwhelming Archivist and the Organ Hoarder. I got a lot of ways to dump extra lands. I don't need to stress about that. That means you just got the Delver and the deck's done, like, pretty easily. Well, no, you cut the dragon. Fair enough. I'm never casting that. All right, in honor of the dragon we cut, we'll play this. Can you explain why you aren't running the Crasher? Interested to hear your thoughts. Okay, could be terribly wrong. I think this card is virtually unplayable. Every time I've seen this card on the other side of the table, it's been terrible. Absolutely terrible. I don't want 1-mana 1/3s, generally speaking, and having to cast a spell for it to be any sort of threat, not good. I'd rather my spells be building up to something relevant. It's not that it's unplayable, it's just that it doesn't seem good. Which is interesting, because like the 1/3 dwarf in the last set wasn't very good in the dice rolling deck, but everybody always wanted to play it. Like, this seems like a fail case for I didn't get the actual good stuff for this deck, so now I have to play this. And if we're speculating that the format is all about additional value, casting garbage spells to trigger a 1/3 isn't doing anything. So not interested in that. Is it worth splashing black for 1 card? I don't think so, but a drafter I've respected has told me that this spell is incredibly good in this archetype, so I want to try it. We're doing this for science. Secrets of the Key is what? Draw 2 for 9. No. It's draw 6 or draw 3 for 9, but because you're splitting it up over time and you're interested in the spells triggers and you can bin it from the ground, that would be the drafter I respect, Orcish. Like, we're going to plan to discard it to Revelation, play it on turn 1, dip it with this. But it's not 11 mana all at once, nobody. And I'm not saying this card is great and that every deck wants it. I'm saying a blue-red spells deck wants it. It's better, if I had another one, I would cut the consider for it. Because it's better than that. This is draw 0 for 1. If you think about it, which I do sometimes. Anyway, this is my take on the deck. It's still early. We're still learning. I could be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. You told me to splash this, you nerd. Do you not like this card? Okay. See? There you go. That's why I'm splashing it. Normally I would not. But if John thinks it's good, I'm willing to give it a try. And if it's bad, I'm going to blame him. It's really a no-lose situation for me, right? Because if it works, I'm like, I'm a genius and I trust the advice of good drafters. And if it doesn't work, I'll be like, this is John's fault. No, I just put one swamp in the entire deck, John. And I'm splashing with that. Interesting start. I didn't really consider this. I'm still going to try it. I have a wild spud. This needs to draw a blue. If I can draw a blue, we can do something here. Consider drawing blue mana. How about that? The card I said was good is good. It really should have a. Sometimes WotC has no comedic timing. What? We just main deck Plummet? That's what we do. We're just main decking Plummet in 2021. I don't entirely know how I feel about that. Tired of losing flyers? I can believe it. I'd really like to hit another blue. I might be able to just steal the game if I do, but sadly was not for us. Oh, they be flipping. All right. I have trample. Look at that. Daybound. Oh. It's how I find my blood. Nice. Alright, John said this is worth splashing for. Let's see if it is. That seems pretty good. Let's do that. I like this block. I like this block a lot. Okay, thanks, Bubba. They might have got me if they'd been a bit more aggressive there in the beginning, but they weren't. Like that turn they flipped their dudes, Mike could have started attacking me. That was their chance to flip the switch. I just didn't really see enough to make compelling decisions. They're playing werewolves. Didn't have a lot of X1s. I could see maybe bringing in the dragon if they had a lot of X1s. That was a weird draw. We should have no problem getting blue and some problem getting red and black. If they're going to be flipping it back and forth for us, I'm kind of interested in the component collector. And maybe we just cut something like this if they're going to be main decking Plummet anyway. And I'm on the draw, so I'm a little less likely to hit sixes on time. Whew-wee, time for more Ambusol. All right, I've warned you guys that Delver of Secrets is bad and limited and not to play it, right? We've talked about that. Because as long as we've talked about that, it's okay to know when to break that rule. Because sometimes you got to grab a leg. We're going to blind flip it and they're going to plummet it. It's fine. No, cool. He did his job. And they'll never know that it was never, ever going to flip. These two cards are best friends. They're going to have soft tacos later. They're kind of less excited now. Electric justice. You just got to be friends with somebody. To get your soft tacos later. Do you remember? Yeah, I remember. I remember, don't worry, worry. How could I ever forget? It was the first time and the last time I flipped the switch. Did you think you were tagging? You're not a tagging. Skrillex! There's no reason to be hasty. Treebeard would support this. Oh, but you tapped. They told me Scott Wrangler didn't look very good. Have you changed your mind? Oh, so delicious. Oh, can you... It's gonna be so good. I'm so ready for this. Secret to the key isn't very good, Travis. To be fair, it's not. Hey, ya! We could have been playing 1-3s. Some nice ants you got there. Wub wub wub. And now you know. So Jamie essentially solved magic a while ago. She said, play the good cards, don't play the bad cards, which you may think is funny. It's not meant to be funny. The trick is you need to be able to identify the good cards and the bad cards. And that can be quite difficult. Good card. Bad card. Good card. Bad card. Like, it can actually be difficult. It can actually be really difficult. I didn't know any of this going in. Really didn't know any of that going in. But now I do. And I get to win more because I know it. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Yeah. Hey, there's the dude we were talking about. There's the other dude we was talking about. I'm considering bouncing the interloper. And I think I like this plan. I have another bounce spell for this if they actually make it bad, and I kind of need that scry to make sure we hit some land drops. Because if we don't hit a few land drops here, we're going to lose this game in short order. It is a vengeful strangler. It's interesting though. Just very strong turn for us. I kind of wanted that dead anyway. Now I can bounce my own dude here, which is neat, and then I draw a card, but I still have to deal with him having a 4/4. I could also just bounce the 4/4 and be like, cool, this guy died. That's where I wanted him. And I think that's kind of where I want to be. We're beginning to accrue quite a bit of value. Behold my value. It's about where I am on it. Playable, never amazing. Pretty happy with most of this, frankly. Oh, they're gonna sack the thing you put it on. But how, like, that makes it a weird removal spell, but you can't block with it. So they are the beatdown. Interesting. Perhaps they are there. We will see. I think they just noticed that they were not the beatdown. Who built the pyramids? I'm mana short. Do not care for this. Llamas build the pyramids. It's really good. Llamageddon. I think this is kind of holding up to, while, like, again, Secrets of the City or Secrets of the Key isn't a great card, but it has a place in a deck like this. Moo. Negative Ghost Rider. We'd probably take that out on the draw. It's a question of what you want to show them. I may not have a high enough spell count. Are we interested in Immolation? Kind of. I think I'm going to cut that for an Immolation on the draw. Because they looked like they were trying to be aggressive. I'm also kind of interested in that Dargon. Like, they've got a lot of zombies and a lot of X1s. I think I would like to have the Dargon. And I think I might like to have the Dargon more than the Phantom Carriage again. I think I can get behind this. It's a bit of a question on the draw, eh? Like with the 2 5s, it's a bit of a problem. Do we think Triskaidekaphile can keep us alive long enough for this value to keep in? Because I need to be able to hit a blue source. I need to draw 2 lands, is what I need. The first blue source helps me hit the next land. I think I can try it mainly because we're on the draw, but I can see this one going not particularly well if we don't hit blue in 2 draws. Fortunately, I planned on hitting blue, so it's not a problem. Neat. We've been at it. We have been ad. Look at you. Look at you. Just need to hit a land drop. So we're essentially 3 mana cycling this, and they're probably going to kill that one, which is fine. So that's a wee bit of a problem, isn't it? I don't really have much I can do about that. We're going to need another Timmy. Or some more llamas. I have no idea what that was about. Whom is Arena stealing from? I'm actually curious what that... Thank you for banning that, Michael. Obviously nobody gets to come in and say stuff like that in my channel. But what do they think they're talking about? Alright, we're incredibly dead here, yeah? I guess not incredibly dead. I could double block this and then draw really well and still get to play Magic. No, okay. I guess we just get to ban them all day. Thank you, Michael. Kind of a weird one, ain't it? I'm just saying. Well, I guess I'm glad I'm famous enough to get the weird bot. I hope they can stop. I hope whoever hurt them apologizes and they can find a way to live a better life. I have to sacrifice this on their turn, basically. So I may as well hit them with it. Fair enough, Vincent. I really didn't care for it initially, but I'm beginning to like it a lot better now. I need some bodies. You got one I can borrow? I kind of don't want to play a body against them. Well, I don't want them to draw that Morcrit Behemoth, so maybe Devious Cover-Up's my best bet, and we trade off the Delver. I can deal with that. But I really didn't like Innistrad initially. I'm beginning to like it more now. I'm fine with the rest staying there. They got me. D&D was a cooler set. I don't know that I think so, but it's okay if you do. It's very okay for us to like different things. Oh God. I don't want a stuffed bear. Alright, I'll get a free land drop. Because we can at least cash the other ones in for more action. Problem is we have to deal with this right bloody now. I had a plan for it, just didn't hit. That must be what they meant with watch out for the stuffed bear. Don't. Play the good cards, not the bad cards. It's just exactly what we talked about, yo. The stuffed bear did almost get me. Look at that capable hand with one land. How crazy is that? Okay, apparently it was too much to dream for. Don't much care for it, but I'll take my scry. Yo. So top 11 cards had one land. Come on now. This is not how that's supposed to work. This is a spot where we could use one of the assassinates if we had one, but we don't. Okay, I can kind of break that play pattern up with the observer, just jumping in front of the danger. I thought they might tap it, sack it, and swing, but I guess they want to develop their board more, which is kind of terrifying. I'm hoping the sun will come into being here. We could kind of use it. Because we're in a tiny bit of trouble here. Once again, I kind of want that immolate. Sure. You can know that I have this island. It's good we needed it. Still not quite sure how we get out of this. It ain't gonna be pretty. Because we are virtually dead here. But I suppose you would be if you're stuck on one land for multiple turns. Yeah, there's functionally not... Well, okay. Here's what I can do. It's not pretty. Okay. Needed an untap land to keep playing. Immolate looks real nice. I want that. Purifying Dragon? Kind of doesn't look that great, eh? But probably still better than this if they're going to be aggressive. Be aggressive. I'm still going on the play. Maybe we just cut this. I've never been impressed with it so far. Well, there's some one-landers that are worth keeping and some that are not worth keeping. I think that was one that was worth keeping. Like, if you can't keep a one-lander with Consider, you're probably not playing enough lands in your deck. Probably want to get red with this, even though we'd want to get to double blue eventually too. I'm pretty sure now that we brought the dragon in, we're far more likely to draw a blue source than anything else. And I don't actually have anything that wants double blue other than double spelling. Right? So yeah, we should pretty easily just get the red source with this. It's going all right. Oh, crap, they've got a Lunark veteran. I don't know how we win. I don't really need that consider. And it may actually hurt me to draw it. So I think ideally we're playing this turn and then seeing what we can do next turn. Doomed, I tell ya, doomed. I hope I lose because of this Lunark veteran. That would make me happy. Well, there you go. It is looking pretty good. I could probably finish this game with that dragon. But I could also probably get a ton of value off of the bounce spell too. I'm gonna mill out, right? No, I'm fine. That sucks. That really sucks. I was using that. I can't do that now. God, we're hanging on by a thread. A really good turn there. I don't know how the hell I keep up with this. Maybe my best bet is just to try to kill them. How big would this be? Well, there's the challenge. If I go that route, they're just going to Rite of Oblivion it, which is another reason I was concerned about keeping the dragon. Like, I know the next thing I play just dies, so that kind of can't be the answer. Which means I really need to draw something to kill that, which I think means we're on draw a card here. Or rather, draw two. I can't think of anything that's going to do it. Yeah, we're certainly losing to the Lunarch. That is the card that has turned the game around for sure. I'd probably rather just go a card deeper. Although it's possible we could try to counter that if they don't hit another land, but I'd have to pay 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm never going to get to do that. I'll just take the Observer. I mean, it's going to get me. I've given this card a bunch of grief. I still don't like it. But it's going to get me. I just want to do that one lander round over again. Still a justifiable keep. Still pretty rough. Because just knowing that the next thing I play instantly dies is like, not gonna work. Yeah, I think we're super dead. It's unfortunate. I really didn't want to be. I wanted to be the opposite of dead. But that card's really good. There's nothing here that does anything, right? I'm not missing anything. The body doesn't work on either side. Wallet. We can talk about that some. Generally speaking, I don't like this card. I don't think that's what got me. It was a mix of like solid removal and some recursion. I don't think any of this matters. Because I can get 2 blockers down, but I've lost the game at that point. Yeah, that one's going to do. And we can talk more about it. And I'm not saying it's unplayable. Never said it was unplayable. I'm saying I don't think it's good. There are people that are arguing that it's good. I would say it is playable. It's very different from good. Right? And certainly not great. Yeah. And that is too much for me. I do not accept that. So after going through it and playing with this, I think it's worth like talking about what cards I liked and what cards I didn't. I was pretty happy with Siphon Insight. I was never particularly happy with this, but I may not have enough spell density to have pulled it off. So we're not going to decide on that yet. I flipped a Delver. Kind of doesn't surprise me that I was able to do that with this many spells. That's fine. Flip the Switch was okay. I never drew a card with Triskaidekaphile because there's so much card draw in this format and so much value that I don't know that you would ever need to. The Phantom Carriage got sideboarded out a lot because this deck was kind of weak to early game aggression. What this, here we are playing blue-red spells. We don't have a single burn spell. Any of them. At all. That's what it's missing. So I think we were close to something here, but not quite there. And I'm pretty happy to have scraped away a 2-1 with this. And a big thank you to my patrons. Thank you for supporting the work that I do here on YouTube. I really appreciate you guys and gals. If you would like to become a Patreon, there is a link to my Patreon below. You can just click that and get involved. You'll see your name up here in lights, as well as get some other cool rewards. Thank you all very much. We'll see you next time.